How to stay constant, even on bad days. Have you ever wondered how to stay constant even on bad days? Those days when everything seems harder and motivation fades? Today, we're going to explore practical and effective strategies to maintain our focus and persistence, even when we face adversity. Let's find out together how to face the challenging days with resilience and determination. Let's start exploring a fundamental theme for all of us: authenticity and vulnerability. Have you ever stopped to think about how liberating it would be to show the reality of our emotional fluctuations without fear of the judgment of others? Well, that's exactly what I want to discuss with you today. Life is not a straight line of continuous happiness. We all face ups and downs, moments of euphoria, and periods of discouragement. And you know what? This is absolutely normal. We don't need to always be well. Sometimes we feel sadness, anxiety, or discouragement, and that's okay. The important thing is how we respond to these emotions. Have you ever heard of Epictetus? He said that it is not the events themselves that affect us, but rather our responses to them. This means that we have the power to choose how to react to the challenges that life presents us. I'll tell you a personal story. There was a time when I felt completely overwhelmed with the demands of work and personal life. Anxiety consumed me, and it seemed that there was no way out. I decided to share this feeling with my friends and family, something I had never done before. Their reaction was surprising. Instead of judging me, they showed support and understanding. This experience taught me that being vulnerable is not a weakness, but an act of courage. What's more, this attitude creates true connections with the people around us. When we show our vulnerability, we make room for authenticity. People connect more deeply when we realize that we are not alone in our struggles. This creates a sense of community and mutual support. Remember when you felt understood by someone who went through something similar? That's the magic of vulnerability. Practicing vulnerability is in line with Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes self-knowledge. Recognizing our emotions, understanding our responses to them, and learning from those experiences makes us stronger and more resilient. This does not mean that we will never feel sadness or anxiety again, but that we will know how to deal with these emotions better when they arise. So how about we start being more authentic and vulnerable today? Let's share our struggles, big or small, with someone we trust. Let's create true connections and show the world that we don't have to be perfect all the time. After all, it is in our humanity that we find true strength. Showing vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of courage and self-knowledge. As Epictetus said, it is not the events themselves that affect us, but how we respond to them. Let's embrace our emotions, learn from them, and connect more authentically with others. Together, we can create a community of mutual support and growth. So ready to take the first step towards a more authentic and connected life? Share your experiences in the comments, and let's continue this conversation. Your story may be just what someone needs to hear today. Now let's dive into a crucial aspect for our well-being: emotional management. We all face bad days, but how we deal with those moments makes all the difference. How can we maintain our personal goals, even when our emotions are in turmoil? We all have those days when nothing seems to go right, when we wake up with a weight on our chest and everything seems harder. In these moments, it is easy to think about giving up, but this is precisely where the importance of emotional management comes in. We need to remember that bad days are temporary, and that by facing them, we are strengthening our resilience. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, teaches us, "Do not be disturbed to the point of not acting. Endure and persist." Staying committed to our goals, even when our emotions are running high, is a real challenge. But think of it this way: every time you get over a bad day, you're one step closer to achieving your dreams. The key is not to allow a moment of weakness to become a habit. Forcing yourself to stick to your routine, even when everything seems difficult, is a powerful exercise in mental strength. I'm going to share a practice that has helped me immensely. There was a period in my life when motivation was at its lowest, but I decided that regardless of how I felt, I would go about my routine. This meant getting out of bed, going about my daily tasks, and dedicating time to my personal goals. And do you know what happened? Gradually, those difficult days became less frequent, and my confidence grew. Maintaining discipline is like strengthening a muscle. On good days, it sounds easy, but it's on bad days that we really build our strength. Every small victory counts. Whether it's sticking to your exercise schedule, meeting your daily work goals, or taking time for self-care, every act of discipline is proof that you're stronger than your momentary emotions. Imagine that you have a goal of writing a book. On a particularly difficult day, the last thing you want to do is sit down and write. But if you commit to writing just one page, even if it's the worst you've ever written, you're keeping the flame burning. Gradually, these pages add up, and you'll see progress, even on the darkest days. So, how about committing to maintaining our routines, even on the most difficult days? Choose a small daily task that brings you closer to your goals and commit to doing it, no matter how you feel. Remember, every small action counts, and, in the end, it is the sum of these actions that leads us to success. Emotional management is about acknowledging our emotions, but not allowing them to control us. As Marcus Aurelius taught us, we must endure and persist. The discipline of maintaining routines, even on challenging days, is an exercise in mental strength that prepares us to overcome any adversity. Let's go on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment together, keeping our goals always in sight, even when emotions try to divert us from the path. And you, how do you deal with the bad days? Share your strategies in the comments and let's learn from each other. Together, we can build a strong and resilient community. Let's explore a fascinating and transformative topic: the benefits of changes in routine. Small adjustments in our daily lives can bring significant improvements to our health and well-being. Who knew that something as simple as changing where we sleep could make a big difference? Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "What matters is not what you endure, but how you endure." Practicing small changes in routine is a powerful way to exercise control over ourselves. This goes beyond the physical. It strengthens our mental resilience. For example, establishing a morning meditation or daily exercise routine can be challenging at first, but over time, these habits become pillars of our mental and physical health. The Stoics believe that true strength comes from within. By making simple changes to our routine, we are training our mind to be more resilient. It is a practice of self-control and discipline, characteristics valued by Stoicism. By controlling the small aspects of our lives, we are better prepared to deal with the big challenges. Let's think about other small changes we can make. Perhaps you can start your day with a glass of warm lemon water, a simple practice that helps with digestion and detoxification of the body. Or who knows, replace the last hour of the day in front of the TV with an hour of reading or meditation. Each of these changes, while small, can bring great benefits over time. So how about we try a small change in our routine this week? Pick something simple that you can tweak and watch how it impacts your life. It could be a change in sleep routine, such as sleeping on the floor, or simply going to bed half an hour earlier. Or maybe something in your diet, like including more fruits and vegetables. Small changes can lead to big transformations. Changing small aspects of our routine can have a huge impact on our health and well-being. As Seneca reminds us, what matters is how we endure and adapt to change. Exercising control over our body and mind through small changes strengthens our resilience and prepares us to face life's challenges. Let's go on this journey of transformation together, trying new routines and reaping the benefits. And you, what small changes have you made in your routine that have brought great benefits? Share your experiences in the comments and let us inspire each other to strive for a healthier and more balanced life. Let's explore two practices that can transform our days: meditation and stretching exercises. These techniques not only improve our mental and physical state, but also help us start the day on the right foot. Who doesn't want to start the day with balance and serenity? Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "The harmony of the world is a flow. Life is what our soul makes of this flow." This phrase reminds us that life is in constant motion, and that the way we choose to navigate this flow is what defines our experience. Meditation and stretching are powerful ways to align our body and mind with this natural flow of life. Let's start by talking about meditation. Imagine waking up in the morning, and instead of rushing to meet the demands of the day, you take a few minutes to sit quietly and watch your breathing. Meditation is not just a spiritual practice. It is a practical tool for finding clarity and inner peace. It helps us calm the mind, reduce stress, and increase concentration. When we start the day with meditation, we are cultivating a state of balance that accompanies us throughout all our activities. Now, think about the benefits of stretching. Spending a few minutes in the morning stretching your muscles can do wonders for our body. Stretching increases flexibility, improves blood circulation, and reduces muscle stiffness. Plus, they help us feel more energized and ready to take on the day. Imagine starting each morning by stretching your body and feeling each muscle awaken for a new day. The beauty of these practices lies in their simplicity and effectiveness. By meditating and stretching, we are creating a routine that integrates body and mind. This allows us to face daily challenges with more serenity and strength. We are not only taking care of our physical health, but also cultivating a positive and resilient state of mind. I'll share a practical example. Every morning before I start work, I dedicate 10 minutes to meditation and another 10 minutes to stretching. I choose a quiet seat, sit comfortably, and close my eyes. I focus on my breathing, letting each inhale and exhale calm my mind. Then I do a series of simple stretches, such as touching my toes, stretching my arms, and rotating my neck. These simple practices have transformed the way I face the day. And you, are you ready to experience these benefits? How about starting tomorrow? Take a few minutes in the morning to meditate and stretch. It doesn't have to be a long time. Just 10 minutes for each practice can make a big difference. Remember, the key is consistency. Make it a habit and watch as your mental and physical state improves over time. Meditation and stretching exercises are powerful practices that help us maintain balance and serenity, aligning body and mind with the natural flow of life. Inspired by Marcus Aurelius, we can see that life is what we make of it. By incorporating these practices into our daily routine, we are cultivating a state of harmony that allows us to face challenges with more strength and resilience. Let's go together on this journey of self-discovery and well-being. And you, do you already practice meditation or stretching? How have these practices impacted your life? Share your experiences in the comments, and let's learn from each other. Together, we can create a more balanced and serene community. Let's talk about something essential for our mental health: the importance of living in the present and how it can help us manage anxiety. Too often, we get lost in worries about the future or ruminate on the past. But how can we find peace and balance in the present moment? Living in the present is challenging, especially in a world where we are constantly bombarded with information and stimuli. However, it is in the now that life really happens. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us, "If you are afflicted by something external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your evaluation of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any time." This means that we have the power to change our perspective and find peace, regardless of external circumstances. Anxiety often arises when we worry excessively about the future, or when we get stuck in thoughts about the past. The key to managing anxiety is to focus on what is controllable. We can control our actions and our reactions, but we cannot control what has already passed or what is yet to come. Focusing on the present moment helps us reduce anxiety and live more fully and consciously. Here are some techniques that can help us live more in the present. 1. Mindfulness practice. Mindfulness practice involves focusing fully on what we are doing in the moment. It can be something as simple as paying attention to our breathing, feeling the ground beneath our feet, or observing sensations during a walk. Mindfulness helps us bring our mind back to the present and reduce rumination. 2. Breathing exercises. Breathing techniques such as deep and conscious breathing can help us calm the mind and ground ourselves in the present. Try inhaling slowly through your nose, holding your breath for a few seconds, and exhaling gently through your mouth. Repeating this process a few times can do wonders for reducing anxiety. 3. Journaling. Writing about our thoughts and feelings can help us process what we are experiencing and focus on the present. Try to write every day about what you're grateful for, your concerns, and your intentions for the day. This can help us clear our minds and focus on the now. I'll share a personal story. There was a time when I was constantly worried about the future of my work. Anxiety consumed me, and I couldn't enjoy the moments with my family and friends. I decided to start practicing mindfulness. Every day, I took a few minutes to meditate and focus on my breathing. Gradually, I began to notice a change. My anxiety subsided, and I began to appreciate the simple moments of life more. I learned that by living in the present, we can find peace and happiness, regardless of the circumstances. So, how about we start living more in the present today? Choose a technique that resonates with you and incorporate it into your daily routine. It can be mindfulness practice, breathing exercises, or journaling. Give it a try and see how it can transform your life. Living in the present is a powerful practice for maintaining mental health and managing anxiety. As Marcus Aurelius taught us, we have the power to change our perspective and find peace in the present moment. By focusing on what is controllable and letting go of worries about the past and future, we can live more fully and consciously. Let's go together on this journey of self-discovery and balance, learning to value the now and find serenity in every moment. And you, how have you practiced living in the present? What techniques work for you? Share your experiences in the comments, and let's learn from each other. Together, we can create a more present and conscious community. We are going to address a vital topic for our routine and emotional well-being: the impact of social relationships. Our interactions with others can energize or disorient us, depending on the context. How can we navigate this sea of relationships and choose the interactions that benefit us the most? Social relationships play a significant role in our lives. From casual conversations with coworkers to deep moments with friends and family, every interaction leaves a mark on our emotional state. Epictetus, one of the wise Stoic philosophers, said, "We do not control events, but we can control our responses." This means that while we can't always choose the situations we face, we can choose how we respond to them and how we relate to the people around us. Some interactions fill us with energy. Think about the last time you had an inspiring conversation with a friend. Remember how you left that conversation feeling lighter and more motivated? These interactions are like fuel for our soul. On the other hand, some interactions can leave us disoriented and drained. Maybe it's a tense argument at work or a date with someone who always seems to bring up negativity. Recognizing the difference between these types of interactions is the first step to managing our social well-being. We can choose how to interact socially in a way that benefits our emotional and mental health. Here are some strategies. 1. Set healthy boundaries. Knowing when to say no is crucial. If an interaction or relationship is draining us, it's important to set boundaries. This does not mean cutting off relations abruptly, but rather defining what is acceptable for our well-being. 2. Seek positive interactions. Surround yourself with people who inspire and support you. Look for conversations that lift your spirits and motivate you. Sometimes, even a brief encounter with a positive person can make a big difference in our day. 3. Practice gratitude in relationships. Be thankful for the positive people in your life. Recognizing and expressing gratitude for good relationships can strengthen these bonds and bring more positivity into your life. 4. self-awareness, and reflection. Take time to reflect on your interactions. Ask yourself, how do I feel after spending time with this person? This practice of self-knowledge can help you identify which relationships are most beneficial to you. Think back to a time when you were surrounded by negative people at work. You felt drained every day, and it started to affect your mental health. So, you've decided to make changes. You started spending more time with colleagues who supported you and shared a positive outlook on life. These changes, while small, have had a huge impact on their well-being. Your energy increased, and you began to approach work with a more positive attitude. How about we start making conscious choices about our social interactions? Identify the people who energize you and spend more time with them. At the same time, set boundaries with those that drain your energy. Try making a list of the people who make you feel good and find ways to spend more time with them. Social relationships have a profound impact on our emotional and mental well-being. As Epictetus reminds us, we do not control events, but we can control our responses. By choosing how to interact socially and surround ourselves with positive influences, we can significantly improve our quality of life. Let's go together on this journey of self-discovery, seeking relationships that elevate us and setting limits with those that don't serve us. And you, how do you deal with your social relationships? What strategies work for you? Share your experiences in the comments, and let's learn from each other. Together, we can create a stronger, more positive community. Let's talk about the importance of resilience and continuity in our activities, even when we are not at our best. How can we overcome personal obstacles and maintain constancy in our efforts? Life is full of challenges and difficulties, but it is precisely in these moments that we show our true worth. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, said, "Difficulty is what shows the worth of men." This means that it is the difficult moments that reveal our strength and character. Resilience is the ability to get up after a fall, to continue even when everything seems to be against us. We all have days when motivation seems to evaporate, but it's crucial to continue with our planned activities. Maintaining constancy in your efforts, even when we don't feel like it, is a powerful way to overcome personal obstacles. Imagine that you have committed to exercising every day. On a particularly difficult day, the last thing you want to do is exercise, but by forcing yourself to keep going, you are strengthening not only your body, but also your mind and determination. Facing challenges without giving in strengthens our character and determination. Each time we overcome a difficulty, we become stronger and more prepared to face the next obstacle. This practice is central to Stoicism, which values inner fortitude and the ability to stand firm in the face of adversity. It is like forging a sword. Every hammer blow makes it stronger and more resilient. Think back to a time when you were tackling a big project at work. The difficulties were many, and the desire to give up constantly arose. However, you have decided to move forward, fulfilling every daily task, even if it is a small one. Every small step was a victory, and over time, the project began to take shape. In the end, not only was he able to complete the project, but he also realized that he had become more resilient and confident. Let's consider other practical examples. Maybe you've decided to learn a new language. On days when motivation is lacking, it can be tempting to skip a lesson. However, committing to at least 10 minutes of daily study, regardless of how you feel, will ensure steady progress. Or maybe you've started a meditation routine. On days when the mind is agitated, the practice may seem futile, but it is precisely on these days that meditation is most necessary and beneficial. How about committing to continue with our planned activities, even on difficult days? Choose an area of your life where you can apply this philosophy. It can be a project at work, a healthy habit, or a personal goal. Face each challenge with the determination not to give in, knowing that every small victory strengthens your character. Resilience and continuity are fundamental pillars to overcome obstacles and maintain constancy in efforts. As Seneca reminds us, it is in difficulty that we show our true worth. Persisting in planned activities, even when we don't feel like it, strengthens us and prepares us to face future challenges with confidence and determination. Let's go together on this journey of self-discovery and strengthening, maintaining constancy in our efforts and celebrating every small victory. And you, how do you practice resilience in your daily life? What strategies work for you when motivation is low? Share your experiences in the comments and let's learn from each other. Together, we can build a more resilient and determined community. Let's talk about an essential theme for our journey of self-discovery: reflection and personal growth. How can we turn our experiences, especially challenges, into opportunities to learn and grow? Life is full of experiences, both good and bad, that shape who we are. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "It is not enough to live, but to live well." This means that we must not only get through the days, but seek a quality life, learning and growing at every step. Reflection is a powerful tool that allows us to look at our experiences with a critical eye and draw valuable lessons. Reflection allows us to analyze our actions, decisions, and the results we have obtained. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I do better next time? It's not about getting stuck in the past, but about using the past as a teacher. Each challenge faced brings with it a lesson, and as we reflect on it, we can grow and improve ourselves. Challenges are an inevitable part of life, but it's the way we face them that defines our growth. See every obstacle as an opportunity to strengthen your resilience and expand your skills. When something goes wrong, instead of getting down, ask, what is this situation trying to teach me? This change in perspective can turn difficulties into stepping stones to success. I will share a personal experience. There was a period in my life when I faced a great professional disappointment. At the time, it seemed like a devastating failure, but I decided to use this situation as an opportunity to reflect and grow. I analyzed my actions, identified where I could improve, and began to develop new skills. Over time, I not only overcame disappointment, but also found a new professional direction that brought me much more satisfaction. Let's consider other practical examples. Imagine that you have faced a conflict with a coworker. As you reflect on the situation, you may realize that there are better ways to communicate or handle conflict. This reflection can lead to the development of stronger interpersonal skills, which will be valuable in future interactions. Or maybe you've failed to reach a personal goal. By reflecting, you can adjust your strategies and find new ways to motivate yourself and stay focused. How about committing to setting aside time for daily reflection? It can be at night, before bed, or in the morning while drinking your coffee. Use this time to think about the day's experiences, what you've learned, and how you can grow from them. Write down your reflections in a journal and see how over time you become more aware and prepared to face life's challenges. Reflection and personal growth are essential to living well, as Epictetus taught us. It is not enough just to go through the days. We must seek to learn and grow from each experience. By reflecting on our challenges, we transform difficulties into opportunities for growth, improving our quality of life. Let's go together on this journey of self-discovery and growth, using reflection as a powerful tool to live well. And you, how do you practice reflection in your life? What valuable lessons have you learned from your challenges? Share your experiences in the comments, and let's learn from each other. Together, we can grow and live a life of quality and continuous learning. And you, Stoic friend, are you ready to start this journey of self-knowledge and resilience? Share your strategies in the comments, and let's strengthen our community with mutual experiences and learnings. Together, we can create a space for support and continuous growth. Don't miss the upcoming videos, where we will explore even more techniques and insights for an authentic and balanced life.